96, tell me what is the answer? A1? A1. (96) absent, A1 absent.
Yes, sir. 3.3.
Or not? Why are you responding very slowly?
96 will say again. Come on, 71.
So, are you solve this problem?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer you are getting?
3.3 micrometer.
3.3 micrometer. Everybody is getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
What is the 3.3?
Yes, sir.
What is 3.3? What is 3.3?
Maximum possible core diameter.
3.3 is a core diameter.
Radius.
No, sir,
Radius here calculated. Okay. You have to read the problem once again. Okay, calculate the maximum possible core diameter is asking. But A is not core diameter, A is the radius. So we have to find the core diameter, that is nothing but 2A. Okay. So D is equal to 2A. Then 3.3 into 2 you will get 6.6 micrometer. Finally, you can write this one. The maximum core diameter allows single mode operation is 6.6 micrometer. You can write. Or the next parameter. So like this, we can do so many problems. So the same textbook or any other material, you can go through the remaining problems. Especially in previous question papers, we have to solve more problems. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. It's
81.
Sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go for the next parameter, effective refractive index. Effective refractive index. Now this notes is visible, this slide is visible. Yeah, it is visible.
visible, sir.
Effective refractive index. So before we discuss some parameters, one is a V number, normalized frequency, and the second one is cutoff wavelength, lambda c. In the same manner, those values for single mode and multi-mode fibers. For step index and graded index, what are the number of modes also we discussed. Now the next parameter is effective refractive index. So write down the definition. It is defined as the ratio of propagation constant. It is defined as the ratio of propagation constant beta to the vacuum propagation constant K. Vacuum propagation constant K. So you can write now N effective. The effective refractive index is indicated with the N effective. So N effective, N EFF is equal to beta by K. Next point you can write. Effective refractive index is also referred as phase index. Phase index, or it may be normalized phase change coefficient. Phase index or normalized phase change coefficient. Next point, maybe this is another name. Remember that derived expression for phase change, phase index or normalized phase change like that you may ask. Okay. Then next one, the wavelength lambda 01. The wavelength lambda 01 for fundamental mode LP01. The wavelength lambda 01 for fundamental mode LP01 in single mode fiber is related to beta as lambda is equal to 2 pi by beta. Otherwise, lambda 01 is equal to 2 pi by beta. Already we know this, beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Okay, beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Propagation constant beta is 2 pi by lambda. But for fundamental mode LP01, the wavelength is lambda 01. That is 2 pi by beta. Already in the definition, we are considering as a equation 1. N effective is beta by k. Beta by k. Substitute beta here in the first equation. Otherwise, lambda 01 as 2 pi by. So lambda 01 is equal to 2 pi by beta. From the first equation, I am writing beta as N effective into k. So finally, lambda 01 becoming as 2 pi by N effective into k. 2 pi by N effective into k. Over. Then the wavelength lambda 01 of fundamental mode is, the wavelength lambda 01 of fundamental mode is smaller than vacuum wavelength. The wavelength lambda 01 of fundamental mode is smaller than vacuum wavelength lambda by a factor 1 by N effective. 1 by N effective. Fundamental mode wavelength is smaller than the lambda, that is a vacuum wavelength. That's why I am replacing or rewriting lambda 01 as 1 by, sorry, lambda by N effective. Lambda by N effective. 1 by N effective terms smaller. That's why lambda 01 is lambda by N effective. This is regarding lambda in terms of effective refractive index. Then next, this note also important. You can write this condition, write as a note
Sir.
or condition. All are writing or not?
Sir.
As the propagation constant in single mode fiber varies over interval n to k, n2 into k is less than beta is less than n1k. Otherwise, you may write n2k is less than beta less than n1k. The propagation constant in single mode fiber varies n2k to n1k. This condition you can write. The propagation constant in single mode fiber varies in between n2k and n1k. Hence, n effective varies over the range. N effective varies over the range N2 is less than N effective is less than N1. N2 is less than N effective is less than N1. This condition is important. Effective refractive index range is in between N1 and N2. Propagation constant range is in between N2K and N1K. Then final equation is a relationship between the N effective and the normalized propagation constant. Here another new term here we are discussing. Relationship between N effective and normalized propagation constant small b is given by this is also we are not deriving from different wave equations. Directly we are taking this one, the final equation. The relationship between the N effective and normalized propagation constant B. Remember that propagation constant beta, normalized propagation constant small b is given by beta by k whole square minus N2 square by N1 square minus N2 square. Write down this formula, normalized propagation constant normal beta is 2 pi by lambda. Normalized propagation constant B is beta by k whole square minus N2 square by N1 square minus N2 square. This is clear?
Yes,
All are
sir.
written this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is effective refractive index, that is beta by k. Okay. And that effective refractive index in terms of lambda, in terms of normalized propagation constant, what are the limits we discussed. Now we will see the derivation part here. So again from the same formula, continuation. Beta by k minus N2 square by N1 square minus N2 square already written the previous formula. Now beta by k whole square I am writing as beta square by k square. I am taking LCM as k square, then beta square minus N2 into k whole square by N1 square minus N2 square already we have into k square. From this I am writing beta square minus N2 square k square by k square into this N1 square minus N2 square. This k square I am taking into denominator. Okay. So this is the next step. Beta square minus N2k whole square by N1 square minus N2 square into k square. So we know that beta square again N2k whole square by N1 multiplying this N1 square k square minus N2 square k square. Again, this is I am taking as a square, this is I am taking as b square, a square minus b square. Again here also, this is a square minus b square. I am taking a plus b into a minus b. Beta plus N2k into beta minus N2k. In the numerator, beta square minus N2k whole square. That is a square minus b square. I am writing in terms of a plus b into a minus b. That's why beta plus N2k into beta minus N2k. In the denominator also same, N1 square k square minus N2 square k square. I am writing N1k whole square minus N2k whole square. That is again a square minus b square formula. That's why N1k plus N2k into N1k minus N2k. For example, if beta is equal to n1 into k. Beta is equal to n1 into k. For example, beta value is n1 into k. Why? Because that beta ranges from n1k to n2k. For example, I am taking n1k, substituting here n1k plus n2k. Only in this term, in the plus term only, I am taking beta as n1k and beta minus n2k by remaining as is you are writing n1k plus n2k into n1k minus n2k. Here n1k plus n2k and n1 plus n2k both will get cancelled. If we are taking beta range is n1k, beta value is n1k, then in the numerator in beta plus n2k place, in place of beta we are substituting n1k. This first term and denominator first term both will get cancelled. Then finally beta minus n2k by n1k minus n2k. The numerator and denominator I am taking k common. Then what will get k into beta by k minus n2 by k into n1 minus n2. K get cancelled. Then beta by k minus n2 by n1 minus n2 will get. From the equation 1, what is the beta by k? N effective. Propagation constant beta by k is n effective. Then b is equal to n effective minus n2 by n1 minus n2. B is a dimensionless and varies from 0 to 1. B, normalized propagation constant, is dimensionless and varies between 0 and 1. This is the graphical representation between step index fiber and B. V value, normalized frequency 0.51 and so on, and B value is up to 1 only, less than 1. Just is giving some idea regarding step index fiber, how it varies. That is up to 1. This is one graphical representation. Okay. Over. It is clear. The derivation is clear. All of you. Derivation is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, anyone? This formula.
No, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, beta equal to n1k second term లో ఎందుకు సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయలేదు sir?
Actually, that range is between n1k and n2k. So in the summation term, why we are taking in summation term is the approximation is similar, but if you take in negative term, that is not equal. We are taking n1k value. N1k is our required value. That's why in place of n1k only we are substituting this one. That is approximately equal to n1k. For subtraction, this is not equal. That's why we are not taking that one. That one only you have to remember here. That is the only new thing. Beta is equal to N1K. We have to substitute in the summation term only. Substitute in place of here also you'll get one value. Okay, both in the numerator denominator both will get cancelled, you'll get a 1. Okay, we are going to write in terms of effective refractive index. So only in the summation term we are going to substitute beta as N1K. This is another parameter, effective refractive index. Go for last parameter. Now if you write down the next parameter, MFD, mode field diameter. Mode field diameter. Mode field diameter. Make it fast. Directly you can write this mode field diameter. Is it visible? Yes, it is visible. Then, what is a mode field diameter? You can write as it is. Mode field diameter is a fundamental parameter of single mode fiber. This is another parameter we are discussing. This is the fundamental parameter of single mode fiber. This is determined from mode field distributions of fundamental mode. This parameter is determined from the mode field distributions of fundamental mode LP01. Next point. In step index and graded index mode fibers, step index and graded single mode fibers, both for step index and graded index single mode fibers, the field amplitude distribution is approximated by Gaussian distribution. The field amplitude distribution is approximated by Gaussian distribution. And the mode field diameter MFD is distance between opposite 1 by E. 1 by E. You can write 1 by E times the near field strength. The mode field diameter is distance between opposite 1 by E times the near field strength. You see that now. And the power is at 1 by E square. Distance is between 1 by E to between opposite 1 by E. Power is 1 by E square. If you see the diagram, you can able to understand the definition. So this is the basic radius of the core and profile distribution, the E of R. Okay, here E of R and radius R. Okay, the distribution is just like a Gaussian shape like this. Here, this is the E naught electric field distribution. If E naught by E, otherwise 1 by E, you may take any manner. 1 by E will give the distance between the two points, that is a mode field diameter. So MFD is the at 1 by E point, what are the widths? This is one omega naught, this is another omega naught. So 2 omega naught is the distance. The distance is called as MFD. If you want power, 1 by E square term we can take. That is at 1 by E square, you get 0.135 times. 1 by E square is equal to 0.13 times of the power. So here the distribution is, we are going to consider in this manner. We are taking this distribution here. E of R. Different notations we have. You can follow anyone. And this is the radius of the core. For example, this is 1 point I am considering, that is 1 by E term. MFD we are going to calculate at 1 by E. So this is 1 omega naught, and this is another omega naught. That is called as spot size. This is also same. This is called as MFD. Same distribution. MFD, mode field diameter. So the spot size omega naught is given by, spot size omega naught is equal to MFD by 2. Otherwise MFD is equal to omega naught. This can be taken in some specified conditions. The parameter takes into account the wavelength dependent field penetration into the cladding. This is the main point. Not all times you are not taking this one. The parameter takes place when the wavelength dependent field penetrates into the cladding. Into the cladding. So MFD variation with the diameter, mode field diameter variation with respect to the wavelength. Wavelength is increasing. For example, 1300 nanometer, the penetration is like this, and dispersion flattens, dispersion decreases, dispersion shifts. Like this, we have some distributions. Without observing the penetration, we can't able to estimate how it is going. So for example, at 1300 nanometer, that is like this, the penetration. In the same manner, dispersion is decreases, flatters is nothing but decreases, this one. And this is dispersion shifts. Dispersion is nothing but loss. Already in this point, we are saying that the distribution wavelength goes or penetrates towards the cladding. So with different wavelengths. If my light signal is penetrates towards the cladding, that is nothing but loss. That may be dispersion loss. At different wavelengths, how is MFD, mode field diameter. You can write on this one also. If it is possible, we will see. Mode field diameter. How it is in In the slides, we'll see that one also. Mode field diameter. So that is like this determined from the mode field distribution of the fundamental mode. Same diagram, this is also. Okay. Effective refract index already over. Next one, next parameter. It may be parameter or next topic. You may write in any manner. Mode coupling. Last one, mode coupling. Mode coupling. So what is the mode coupling? You will see here, and why it is occurring. Okay. So first of all, coupling we have to see. Coupling means we have to connect the light into the fiber. Okay, maximum light can be entered into the fiber. That is done by using some coupling techniques. Here, sometimes it is not possible. That is not coupled in a particular way. Some light ray may gets radiated. So why this happens? That is called as mode coupling. The coupling of energy from one mode to another arises because of, or the energy transfers outside of the fiber is because of, that is nothing but like this. For example, if my fiber is bending, so because of that, the light ray may get radiated into the cladding. That is a mode imperfection. So like this also, irregularity. Because of irregularity also, the modes will not be travel into the core. Okay, the mode coupling arises because of structural imperfections. If the structure of the fiber is not perfect, there may be some radiation of the light and fiber diameter variation. For the entire fiber, the diameter of the core is the same, then there is no imperfections or irregularities. If the fiber diameter is varies with respect to distance, then fiber diameter, that is called as fiber diameter variation. Next, refractive index variation. We know that refractive index of the core is N1, cladding is N2. If those are changing with respect to fiber length or distance, then that is also arises the mode coupling. Fiber bends. The fiber is having some bendings. Some light rays may be radiated, and irregularities at the core cladding interface. All these arises the mode coupling. Otherwise, some power is radiated into the cladding. Why modes are not propagating in regular manner in a perfect way is nothing but, one is structural imperfection. The structure of the fiber is not proper. Next is variations in the diameter of the core. Next is refractive index variations. Next is fiber bends and irregularities at the interface of core and cladding. All these points you have to write. Mode coupling. Then these are some images. regarding irregularities. If you observe this here, core cladding interface is this one. Here we don't have a perfect matching. Some mismatch is there. Some imperfection is there. That's why the mode is not propagating inside the core. The same as bending, fiber bendings are there, and then also it will not propagate inside the core. Bendings are different types, either micro bending or macro bending. Okay, those we'll see in the next chapter, second part, that is the fiber losses. So why these losses in the fiber is because of all these factors. Whenever the fiber is manufacturing, then the structure of the fiber is not perfect, then the light may get radiated into the cladding. That is one type of drawback or loss. Fiber diameter variation, refractive index variation, fiber bands, irregularities of the core cladding interface. Here we have mentioned one point. The individual modes do not normally propagate throughout the length of the fiber without large energy transfer to the adjacent mode. Even when the fiber is exceptionally good quality, and is not strained or bent by its surroundings, this mode conversion is known as mode coupling or mixing. Using this concept, yeah.
లాస్ట్ టైం అయిపోయింది సార్ టీచర్ మ్యామ్ ఎదురు చూస్తుంది సార్
Okay. 1 minute. Just a minute. Okay. Up to now, we'll see remaining concepts in the next class. Okay, any doubts you can ask in the next class. In the next class, we'll go for again mode coupling and some other parameters. Okay.